Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dynasty After Dark. I'm your host, Calvin Timms. You can find me over on Twitter at TDC_Calvin or on the Dynasty After Dark YouTube and Rumble channels. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the video if you're watching it. If you're listening, please be sure to follow the channel and also like and give a comment if you can. Just trying to get the podcast out there to more people. Today, we are bringing you the last of the positions of the top 12 picks, and that is the tight end position. If you haven't listened to them just yet, please be sure to go over and listen to the quarterback, the running back, and the wide receiver, 3 riskiest players that I did for each of those positions. And I know the wide receivers are spicy ones. And again, the whole point of this exercise is not to give hot takes and not to give just guys that are going to get a lot of interest and buzz and everything like that. It's to give a realistic explanation on why these guys are going a little bit too high in my book. So with the tight ends, I'm going to start off just like the wide receivers with a little bit of a spicier name in Travis Kelce. So Travis Kelce is going as the tight end number 3 for 2022, and I can understand this. I really can. If you look at Travis Kelce's end of season ranking, 2016 number 1, 2017 number 1, 18 1, 19 1, 20 1, 2021 he finished as number 2. He finally got dethroned there after a solid stretch of 5 seasons in a row as the number 1 fantasy tight end. And the thing about him in 2022, everyone's going to look at this team and say, oh, well, they got rid of Tyreek Hill, so Travis Kelce is just going to see a massive uptick in targets. They have a whole new wide receiver core for this team. So Travis Kelce, he's the vet. He's going to get all those targets, and it's going to be the Travis Kelce show. Conversely, I actually think that it might be worse for Travis Kelce without Tyreek Hill, because Tyreek Hill was able to change the way defenses cover this team. He is just such a special game-changing talent that Travis Kelce got to benefit from that just as much as Tyreek Hill got to benefit from Travis Kelce eating up everything underneath and in the middle of the field. They don't really have that anymore, and you have a big slot receiver now with Juju Smith-Schuster, who definitely could take an impact on Travis Kelce's target share right there. You bring in someone like MVS, who's not Tyreek Hill, but he's going to play the outside, and he's got really good speed. He's just definitely not the same kind of player as Tyreek Hill. And then you got Mecole Hardman and some of these other guys. You got the rookie Sky Moore. It's a much more, instead of being a two-man show like it's been for the last couple of years, it's a much more crowded receiving core for this team, which is good for the Chiefs as a whole, but you're definitely going to see a little bit of an impact to Travis Kelce. Now, the other negative about losing Tyreek Hill is he was able to change the way defenses covered this team. Travis Kelce rarely got double teamed because they could not afford to with all the receivers that they have against Patrick Mahomes, and then also not double Tyreek Hill as much as possible. Now I think that teams are going to be able to shut Travis Kelce out a lot more just because they're going to try and double him and take him out of the equation, because he's going to be Patrick Mahomes' most reliable and comfortable weapon for him. But also, you look at the fact that he is going into age 33 in 2022. 34 in 2023 and beyond, and tight ends definitely fall off the age cliff pretty quickly. And I know everyone kind of looks at age in a little bit differently right now because of Tom Brady. He warps everyone's perception on everything. If you look at it, quarterbacks used to retire around like 36, 37 years old. They never played until they were 40, until Tom Brady. Tom Brady's going on 45 years old, so everyone thinks that now all these players can buck that age trend of most of the guys when they wanted to retire. I don't know if that's true with Travis Kelce. We already saw in 2021 that he started to take a step back from a athletic standpoint. He wasn't as explosive as he'd been earlier in his career. He still got a ton of targets and he did a lot with them, but he just definitely took a step back there. And he's going to get worse as he gets older. I know nobody wants to admit that, but it is coming. So in my opinion, Travis Kelce right now, seeing that he's still going as number 3, again, I get it. If you just want to go for the title and consequences be damned after 2022, I understand it fully. But if you're looking to maximize your team's value while trying to get a title just the same, I think you can trade Travis Kelce for maybe a younger guy and then some picks on top of that, So I would be looking to move him personally if it was just me, but I can fully understand the argument that you don't care about the long term, the beyond 2022 with Travis Kelce, because he should still be just fine for this season. He hasn't reached that cliff just yet, but there is definitely a rockier road ahead for Travis Kelce. And I can see a little bit of the worry in the air for him right there. Now, the number 2 guy is TJ Hockenson with the Detroit Lions. And TJ Hockenson, the biggest benefit for him is he's young. He's only 24 years old. He's a big guy. They called him Mini Gronk in the draft process. There's been a few Mini Gronks over the last couple of years if you haven't paid attention to that. But TJ Hockenson, there are a lot of red flags about him, especially going off at tight end number 6 in Dynasty startups. Now, I don't know if this is still the same, if the May ADP is kind of caught up to this, but for me right now, TJ Hockenson is a fringe top 12 guy. And I don't know if that's a bold take or not, but if you really look at it, in 3 seasons, and I know he's going into year 4 finally, that's usually when tight ends kind of hit their stride for fantasy football. It takes him a little bit of time, but in 2019 as a rookie, he played 12 games. 2020, he played 16 games. That's great. He had a great year fantasy finish-wise that season, finishes the tight end number 5, but in 2021, he only played 12 games again, kind of fell off there, and the problem is, if you look at his production in each of those seasons, and again, 2020 was a great season for him, finishes the tight end number 5 that year in PPR scoring, but he had 67 catches in 2020. That was the highest catches that he's ever had in his career. Now, he's never broken 750 yards as an explosive tight end. He has never broken 6 touchdowns in a season, and I guess the question is, what is the mindset that makes people think that this is going to be the year that he puts it all together? You look at the quarterback for the Detroit Lions, it's Jared Goff. He's not the most exciting or explosive quarterback in the league right now. You definitely know that, and he's ranked accordingly, right? But even if he takes a step forward, and I think the Lions are going to take a step forward in 2022, it's not really the type of volume that is going to sustain all the weapons that this team has. Now, you look at the weapons, you got DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. Both are very good pass-catching running backs out of the backfield. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown, you got Jamison Williams, you got DJ Chark in the wide receiving core. They brought back Josh Reynolds there. Now, TJ Hockenson might be the best or the second best wide receiver. I, again, am very high on DJ Chark, and I think that he's being massively undervalued right now for fantasy football. And if he comes in here and can be a monster like he was with Jacksonville before the injury, I really think that there could be a big impact on TJ Hockenson for that. So with all the extra talent here in 2022, that the Lions are doing, and they're trying to build this team the right way. I really appreciate what the Lions are doing. There's a lot of competition for TJ Hockenson. Next year, they're probably going to get a quarterback, one of the top guys, if they don't do really well again this year. So you're going to have a new quarterback in there that he's got to build rapport with. I just don't know when the breakout for TJ Hockenson is going to be. And for number 6 overall, I think you can sell him for quite a haul back based on that. And again, for me, he's fringe top 12. Like, you can make the argument that Noah Fant, he is number 12. Cole Kmet should probably be top 12 in my opinion. Irv Smith Jr. should probably be top 12 in my opinion. David Njoku, Hunter Henry, Evan Ingram, all these guys are going outside of the top 12 right now that could definitely push some of these guys out. And the other guys in the top 12, I understand it as well, except for the last guy we'll talk about here in just one second. But again, TJ Hawkinson, he's living on name value right now, and I think that he's got to put up or shut up in 2022. I just don't know if this year is going to be the year for him, and I'm just giving you the realistic wake-up call to get out while you can. But that leads us to the last guy here, Dawson Knox, and he is currently tight end number 11 in Dynasty startups, and that is just absolutely crazy to me. That is way too high. He's 25 years old, so there's that. He's with Josh Allen on the Buffalo Bills, so there's a big plus there. But you really look at Dawson Knox, and again, I just named a few guys outside of the top 12 that could easily replace Dawson Knox for me in the top 12. Cole Kmet should be a slam dunk over Dawson Knox. The volume that Cole Kmet is going to get this year is going to be astronomically insane. You look at Trey McBride, he's going outside, and he's a rookie, so I understand that. But Irv Smith, the only reason why he fell down this far is because he got injured last year. If Irv Smith would have played last year, he would have balled out. Everyone was looking forward to Irv Smith. Now he's fully healthy, and it was a freak injury last year, so let's not crucify him just yet. David Njoku is another guy down here. Cleveland paid him a lot of money, man. We got to listen to that a little bit. There's something that they're telling us. Why would they pay him all that money if they're not going to try and utilize him? And he hasn't done it yet, but that dude is a freak of nature athletically. And if he can finally put it together, man, that's scary. Hunter Henry has finished as a top 12 tight end for multiple seasons and is with the same offense, everything's looking up there. So already there's quite a few guys that should definitely be over Dawson Knox at the tight end position. But then you look at Dawson Knox's production, right? 2019, he was a rookie. Same year, same draft class as TJ Hawkinson. He had 50 targets as a rookie with 28 catches, 2 touchdowns. That's it. In 2020, he had 44 targets with 24 catches. 2021, 71 targets. That's great, with 49 catches for 587 yards. That's what we're crowning as a top 12 tight end right now. The only reason why he still finished as the tight end number 8 was because he had 9 touchdowns last year, which is great for the tight end position, but I don't think that's sustainable. And then you look at what Gabe Davis was able to do in the playoffs. You look, they still have Stephon Diggs, and Diggs had a little bit of a down year last year. They got James Cook in the second round of the draft. Where are these 9 touchdowns coming from again? Like I said previously, he had 3 touchdowns, was his highest before last year. That's a little bit of an outlier for me personally. So why are we giving him such a high esteem? I really like Dawson Knox as a sleeper candidate, but this is full on just tight end number 1 for most teams, right? And that is just way too high for me personally. So for me, if it's me, I am selling Dawson Knox at tight end number 11 value, getting someone like Irv Smith or Hunter Henry plus another pick on top of it, and I'm going to be happy all day because, again, Hunter Henry has never finished outside, well, I won't say never, but the last couple years he has, like last season alone, he was tight end number 10. He was 2 positions behind Dawson Knox, and he had the same number of touchdowns, but he had more yards, more targets, and he's consistently gotten more yards and more targets. And again, New England had a rookie quarterback that they didn't trust to throw the ball for half the games. And by the end of the season, he really, really liked Hunter Henry. So I think that it's only going to be going up for Hunter Henry, where, again, Dawson Knox, he's got a lot of competition that he's going to have to compete with over in Buffalo. So, and it's also a new offensive system as well. So there's a lot of red flags for me personally on Dawson Knox, but please be sure to let me know what your thoughts are on the video. Also, if you wanted to like, comment, and subscribe to the video on YouTube, I'd appreciate it. Definitely just going to help with the algorithm. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on these tight ends. I struggled with a few of them because, again, I think that there's so many guys that are on the fringe tight end 1 that aren't in the top 12 that should be, in my opinion. Like Cole Kmet going as tight end number 14 is the easiest smash accept of all time, in my opinion. He's going to destroy tight end number 14. I think he's going to probably finish as 6 or 7 this year at the end of the year, just based on the volume that he's going to get with that Chicago Bears offense, and especially with what he was able to do with Justin Fields. But more on him possibly next week, because next week, and this is the last episode of this week, last positional group is broken down. Next week, I'm going to be giving you 3 guys for every single position, and it's not just 12 to 24. It could be anywhere that I think are going to make a massive jump up into the top 12 this year and for the long-term future of their team and their position. So, next week, I'm very excited about that. Please be sure to let me know your thoughts on this one. And again, I appreciate you guys so much for listening. Have a good night.